Hey guys, and welcome back to another Military History Uncovered video. Today we're going to be looking at Spain in World War II, mainly the Blue Legion and the Blue Division. This is going to be a really good video, and I hope you all enjoy the video. And before we get started, make sure you subscribe and like the video. Also, another very important thing is that I'm going to be getting a mic, so my audio will be 10 times better, making the video better. So I just hope y'all like it, and let's get into it. Okay, so what we're going to be looking at today. So for the Blue Legion and Blue Division, we're going to be looking at some details, when they were founded, the equipment that they had, where they were fighting, the organization of both, any famous actions that they did, the total number of soldiers that were fighting for Germany from the Blue Legion and the Blue Division, and any casualties and inflicted casualties that they inflicted on the Russians. So now for the total number of Spanish soldiers fighting for Germany. So each one of these soldier stickers is equal to 10,000 men, and the total number that they had was 25,000 men fighting at one time. But through rotation, as many as 45,482 Spanish soldiers served on the Eastern Front. So what this means is that the Legion, the Blue Legion, had 3,000 men, and the Blue Division had 18,000 men. But through rotation, it like they would take some soldiers out and replace them, so it grew to that many soldiers fighting in total through the war. Now we're going to be looking at the when both were founded. So the Blue Division was founded on June 24th, 1941, and it was disbanded March 21st, 1944. Now the Blue Legion was created November 17th, 1943, and disbanded April 12th, 1944. So the Blue Division was there for about 3 years, and the Blue Legion was there for about a year, maybe a little less than a year. So it's just pretty interesting to see that the division was there for quite a while, and the Blue Legion was actually not there that long. Now we're going to be looking at some of the major details for both. So the Blue Division had 18,000 men and a squadron of planes, and the Blue Legion had 3,000 men. Now the Blue Legion's casualties inflicted and losses are actually not clear. I did not find anything on their casualties or their inflicted losses. But the Blue Division casualties inflicted were 50,000 Russians, so more than double their actual size, and their losses were 23,000 men out of the 45,000 total. So now for organization, and we're going to look at the organization of the Blue Division and the Blue Legion. So the Blue Division had 3 infantry regiments, a division of arty, and support units. And this says that they were 15,000 strong, but they were actually 18,000 strong. So that is for the organization of the Blue Division. Blue Legion organization. The Legion was split into 3 infantry regiments that together formed a legion to fight on the Eastern Front in World War II. That is all I could find. They didn't have an organizational chart on the site that I was looking at, so all I could find is that they had 3 infantry regiments. Now for the equipment. So for the Blue Division, at the order of battle in July 1941, they had 3 infantry regiments. They had the 250th Artillery Regiment of 4 battalions of arty. They had a Panzer Jaeger battalion. They had a reconnaissance battalion, a replacement battalion, I guess for like support, a pioneer battalion, signals battalion, and supply troops to give supplies to the fighting troops. And then 2 years later, they had 3 grenadier regiments. That's even better. They still had artillery regiment of 4 battalions, still had Panzer Jaeger battalion, reconnaissance, pioneer signals, and supply troops. Now the Blue Legion, it's going to be a little bit smaller, but still quite a lot of stuff. This consisted of 3 infantry battalions, 1,000 men each. They had 78 bazookas, 9 anti-tank guns, 18 50 cals, 60 30 cals, and 50 mortars. So really both the division and the Legion were pretty well supplied in the total time that they were in the war. For the famous action. So for the Blue Division, I did find 2 things, but for the Blue Legion, I couldn't find anything. All I could find is that they actually fought in and around Berlin in the defense of Berlin. So for the Blue Division, they were faced against the Russians on the Eastern Front, and they actually faced a force 7 times larger than them, so about 140,000 men. And they had tanks, and they were able to push them back and hold them back, which maintained siege of Leningrad for a further year. Also, the Spanish aviator volunteers formed a blue squadron, and they had basically BF-109s and FW-190s, and they were credited with almost 200 Soviet aircraft kills. So that just shows you that the division was pretty good, and the Blue Legion was too. And I was just thinking about this: what if Spain would have actually joined World War II? What if they would have given a couple million soldiers to Hitler? The the invasion of Russia might have been a different story in the end. We're gonna look at where they were fighting. So the Blue Division, they were actually fighting pretty close to each other, but the Blue Division on September 26th, the Spanish volunteers were rerouted from Vitebsk and reassigned to Army Group North, the force closing on Leningrad, becoming part of the German 16th Army. Now the Blue Legion fought on the Eastern Front as well, which some believe was against Franco's wishes because he actually called the Blue Division back whenever the war was going in the Allies' favor because he didn't want to look like he was too supportive of the Axis powers. And he tried to get the Blue Legion back, but they said that they didn't want to come back. They really wanted to fight because they hated the Russians. And he said as long as it's no bigger than 1,500 men, which I believe it still stayed. I think a little over 2,000 men. For the casualties and inflicted losses of both the Legion and the Division. So the Blue Division and Blue Legion casualties in all of the Russo-German conflict totaled 22,700, with 4,000 battle deaths, 600 disease deaths, 300 missing or captured, and 8,500 wounded. 7,800 sick, and 1,600 frostbitten. In action against the Blue Division, the Red Army suffered about 50,000 casualties. So even though the Spanish Legion and Division both lost, a lot of men, they were able to inflict more than double the casualties that they lost. So that is a big positive for the Spanish soldiers on the front. And personally, I think that's actually something that they should have been proud of, and they actually celebrate the division and the Legion in Spain. So that's just an interesting fact that I found. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and before you go, as always, make sure to subscribe and like the video. I know the audio is probably pretty bad, but I'm going to be getting a new mic tomorrow that I bought, so the audio should be better. And I'm going to be trying to cut down the video time because I know that these videos are pretty long for the information that I'm giving. But that's the only way I can include everything that's really good. So just make sure that you subscribe and like, and maybe give a comment if you want to. My next video will probably be on either the Battle of the Bulge or maybe the Battle of Britain. I'm not really sure. Just I guess it'll be a surprise to y'all whenever I come out with the video. So see y'all next time.